I'm Maddie with Temple of Geek here at WonderCon in Anaheim, California, and I am talking to Wax Tabor. How are you today?
I am great now. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. It's great to chat with you. What is it about WonderCon that makes it a great place to learn about the industry?
Oh, I love WonderCon so much. So, for geeks and nerds, by geeks and nerds, like most of us who work on the kinds of films and series that are featured here, we're fans. We're fans as well. And so we just do you see that? I just got goosebumps. We get goosebumps just talking with other people. Like, we're fanning out right along with you. And we're more than happy to share, like, what we went through, what we discovered, what we're still discovering, what we hope to see in the future. Not only can you, learn here what, maybe you want to do with your profession or learn how certain techniques, but you might also learn what people are looking for in the future. You might come up with some great ideas for your own things just by listening to what other people wish they had done or wish they had seen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's incredible. So now, how does editing in the film industry with documentaries differ from other types of genres?
It's masochistic. So, editing documentaries, you've got to be a hermit. You've got to be slightly antisocial. If you have ADD or ADHD, like I do, that helps because you have a hyperfocus, which is one of our talents. Because in documentaries, there is so much footage, like real documentaries, not this stuff real documentaries where it's run and gun and they shoot and whatever happens. You've got to watch hundreds and hundreds of hours of footage to even figure out what the hell it is you're even editing, and then you've got to study it just like a character. It's a living, breathing thing, and you've got to figure out what is it that it wants to be, and then you have to abide like the dude, and you have to be like, okay, man, this is who you want to be. I am going to just kind of like a big piece of a marble, and you got to kind of chip away and see what form is underneath, and you get let it come out. And if you try and fight it and make it something it's not going to be, it won't be that way. So that's how it differs. There's no script. There's very little idea in the beginning of what you're doing, and there's a lot of chaos on the back end, but it's good chaos.
Yeah, that's the best kind of chaos, is when it feels good, especially with the payout at the end, right?
Yeah, you're like, whoa, I just did that. But if you knew at the beginning everything you were going to have to do, you'd probably just go crawl under a table and cry.
Right. How do you overcome that sort of thing?
I always kind of remind myself of how I felt when I first started. That energy, that excitement, and because I'm a fan, I'm constantly watching other documentaries, scripted, anime, all kinds of stuff, and remembering I'm working in this business. I'm lucky enough to be one of those people. Not lucky, I worked really hard to do it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the other thing, and I say this, people don't believe me, but so I have a bide tattooed on my forearm, and I have it there intentionally so that as I'm editing, I see it and I remind myself, look, things are going to come and go, problems are going to happen, and you just got to go with the flow. You just got to abide, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that helps as well. That and hugs. And cookies.
Yeah. Those are definitely
hugs and cookies.
Necessities in life and in work.
They teach you that in college, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
The hugs and cookies 101 course.
Yeah, I was going to say, editing 101, that's like the prerequisite to getting into
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah, you're really good at that.
How have you noticed the landscape of editing change over the years?
Dude. So in three ways. One, they used to. So I've been around a bit, but not very long. But they used to edit on film, right? And so there's a limited amount of footage they could shoot. Now, not only is it digital, but a 10 terabyte hard drive can be like the size of a book. So they can be out in the field. They can shoot all day, and then it's up to us in edit to figure out what it is. So it's a lot more work on the back end, which I have no problem with. I like doing this stuff. But the second way that it's changed is the budgets have gone down. And the reason for that is just because there seems to be more places you can put a documentary, but because of that, there's more competition. And so there's not that much of a guarantee of a profit. So you're editing with a much smaller crew. You're wearing many more hats. On Down to Earth, I was one of the supervising producers, the lead editor. I designed all the graphics, all of the color. I was the music supervisor. I co-wrote all of the voiceover, and I helped coach Zach in the voiceover booth. And I just had 2 credits in the end. And it's because either someone does it or it doesn't get done.
Right.
And then the third way it's changed is that you're now editing for other people besides people watching on the big screen. You're now editing for streaming. You're editing for people watching on their phones. You're doing short form. Attention spans have changed. So you have to adjust. You have to go with the flow, or you're going to be a dinosaur and you're going to have to find another profession.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this whole industry I feel like has changed so much
So fast.
Yeah, so quickly.
Dude.
Yeah. Do you have a project that you are particularly excited about that you can talk about?
Yes, I do. Okay, so I just finished a series that just dropped on PBS, and it's called The Class. And The Class is amazing. It's a documentary series. It was shot about high school students in Antioch, California, mostly second, third, first generation students who are trying to get into college. They're trying to get scholarships. They're trying to make their way through life in the middle of the 2020 pandemic, and how they are adjusting their lives to try and make this work when they're only interacting through their phones. And it's so crazy, because you don't realize what your support system is, that sometimes it's your club in school, right? Like it's, you've got your comics club, or you've got your film club or sports or whatever. And you don't have that anymore, and you're all alone and trying to figure out how to maneuver that. And it's just the coolest series, and the story is insane. It blows you away, and it's on PBS right now. And if you sign up for the PBS right now, the PBS app right now for free, you get PBS for 90 days for free. That's a little inside. I keep telling everyone, I'm like, shh, for free.
Very cool. We love free.
I love free.
Yeah, amazing.
Almost as much as cookies.
Free and cookies. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, and I hope you have a great rest of your con.
You too, man. Happy con.
Yeah.